What's going on, everybody? Sean Pierce Johnson here at GuitCon 2017, Framus and Warwick headquarters, and I am very excited to be sitting with somebody who has a little bit of a cult following, thanks to Henning. This is the one and only Kiana Sommerfeld, the adventures of Guitar Girl. Kiana, thanks for taking the time to sit down with me and talk about what it means to be a YouTuber.
Sure, anytime.
So we're hanging out. It's kind of... I feel like there's a little bit of like a tiredness setting in for most of us from the travel. It's like about this time, we're all kind of like, oh my God, we've done a lot. And then the night comes and everybody starts drinking and the energy level's right back up. So.
True.
Yeah,
Absolutely. But that's why we have naps and coffee.
Naps and coffee. That's a very important thing. The coffee is free. The coffee is decent. And I'm a happy guy, as in you're a happy girl. I have to know, how the hell did Henning get you into doing your little, first what started out as guest appearances and then something that you've parlayed into your own growing YouTube channel?
Well, the story is basically that I started by just being his guitar student. And at one point there was this girl who wanted to do an internship for school, like a 2-week thing. And she chose to do it with Henning. Why, I do not know. He doesn't know either.
Well, I mean, just look at the guy in his butt ugly, like, pastel pink sweatshirt.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And anyway, her English wasn't the greatest. Or she was... No, I'm talking about Sarah, you numbnut. Your intern.
Ah, Sarah. Hey, Sarah. I thought since I don't get to make videos here at GuitCon, I'll just crash everyone else's.
Interrupt everyone.
Feel free. I mean, you're kind of he's literally been running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Like, it's kind of, dude, you need to chill.
I'm trying. I'm also fighting a cold right now. So you guys do your thing. I'll just crash everyone else's videos. So at least I'm on YouTube.
There haven't been many videos that you haven't crashed that involve me, right?
I just want to be near you.
That's so sweet.
All right. Well, you can see the dynamic. It plays out quite well. So he just, because you were his student, you started making little appearances in his videos.
I helped his intern, Sarah, with the video because I could speak English. And we did like this comparison of different clone pedals.
Okay, I remember that video.
Yeah, and people liked it and asked me to be in more videos. So I just, whenever I had the time, I just came by and hung out. And since then, this has taken off a bit.
A little bit, to the point where now you have your own channel, you're doing your own thing. How has that been going so far for you?
It was difficult at first because when I started, it was a stupid time to start, like just before my finals.
Ah.
And there was like trying to balance having enough content, going to trade shows, and also school. I did skip school for some things.
Sometimes,
I have to admit.
Sometimes you just can't pass up certain opportunities to do things, especially if you like what you're doing.
Absolutely. I skipped a whole week of school because of base camp last year.
Nice.
That was pretty nice, yeah. I'm still surprised that my mom let me.
But she did?
But she did, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, then starting my own channel worked really well because I got help from Henning. People knew me from his channel. He could link to my channel. I was in one of Glenn's videos reading out YouTube comments.
Cool.
And he linked to my channel, and I just really lucky to have people around me who gave me a boost and who thought that what I'm doing is cool, because what I'm doing is a beginner type of channel. I'm not an amazing guitarist like lots of people around here.
But you fill a certain section of like the marketplace, if you want to call it that, because I feel sometimes that if you go too hard in your videos and you're just shredding people's faces off, it's almost too intimidating to the viewer. You have to make, at least what I've found, you have to make things really accessible for people, because if they don't understand what you're doing, they're gonna go watch somebody they understand. So you have a different perspective than I have. And that's good.
That's kind of the idea behind it, to just show people what my mistakes are. And whenever I do something wrong and I make a mistake while I'm playing, I call myself out and just say, well, I really messed up here. That all has to just stay in the video, because that's what I'm trying to show. It's really difficult because it's kind of putting myself out there, and some people don't want to understand what I'm doing, and then I get some hate for that. But that's stuff you just have to ignore, because I get a lot of positive comments of people saying thank you for showing the not so glamorous side of playing guitar.
Is it hard for you to be that open with people, or does that come kind of naturally to you?
It's really difficult because I'm really insecure and shy, actually.
Oh.
And I found myself one day sitting in my room making videos of myself practicing guitar, and I'm like, what am I doing here? Why am I doing this? And then I was just thinking about it. I'm like, should I actually be doing something like this? But in the end, when I get comments from people saying, thank you for showing this, or I'm a beginner myself and this motivates me to keep going, or I can go to a show like this and hang out with people like you guys, that's really motivating, and that's when I realized that I actually did make the right decision.
Awesome. Well, you certainly made the right decision. You're here at GuitCon. We're having a good time. And one of the interesting things is Kiana is really one of 2 or 3 female guitar YouTubers that are here at this event. And I know right now it's a very hot topic, especially in the States right now, you know, this new wave of feminism thing. And I don't really want to get into that debate, but I want to know from your perspective, is there a certain extra level of difficulty that you think there might be because you are a young woman?
Well, first off, I wouldn't consider myself a feminist.
Okay.
I like the ideas of feminism, but we're not getting into this,
No.
as we already said.
No.
I get a lot of comments where I think you people need feminism, even though that's not something I usually think. It was really funny. We were talking about, you know, making some sexist jokes around here, and like kind of also based off YouTube comments. And one of the guys who was like, listening to this, I think I'm becoming a feminist. And that's kind of the feeling you get with some of the YouTube comments and some of the trolls, because they come out with stuff like either, well, you're only that popular on YouTube because you're a girl or because you have boobs, stuff like that. Or I got one really weird comment saying, what a stupid episode, there wasn't one camel toe in it. I'm like, okay, well.
And it was not a demo of the Way Huge pedal.
There is some really weird stuff, and there are some people who just don't like to see, I think, girls do this, because they just think, you know, well, I'm a guy and I play guitar better, and just because she's a girl, she gets to have her YouTube channel and hang out with my favorite YouTubers. People take that personally, and I think that's what the problem is. I just have to, you know, keep in mind that the only reason that people are doing that is because of their own insecurities.
You've got a great attitude about it, that's for sure. And the fact that you're doing it and you're going past that, you're here while they're on the other side of the screen.
Basically, that's what I just need to remember.
Yeah, and it's awesome that you're here. I wish there would be more girls taking up the guitar, and I've noticed that trend recently. I actually have a friend who has friends who work at Fender, and someone recently told him their sales figures for the last couple of years, more of their customers have been female. And I think that's because you see people like yourself, like Mary Spender, famous musicians like Annie Clark of St. Vincent start to become more prominent in these roles, and therefore we see this growth not only in the marketplace but here in YouTube land, and I think that's really great.
Absolutely. I see in my own comments, or when people text me, I get feedback from girls saying that it's really nice to have, you know, someone female to look up to or to just like kind of learn with, because there's more and more girls that are inspired to play guitar, but maybe a bit intimidated by the amount of guys playing guitar.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. And as somebody with a 13-year-old sister, it's like I kind of grieve for her and what she's going to be brought up in. But just knowing that there are good examples for her to have, like the young lady standing behind the camera whom I love dearly, people like yourself doing it constantly, and just it doesn't matter what people say. If you love to do something, you're just gonna do it. And if you put that right vibe out there, the good things are gonna happen, and you can really do whatever you wanna do. So it's awesome to have people like you doing this. It means a lot to me as someone who has a young female in the family and wants to see succeed. So thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you for showing that appreciation, because that's the kind of feedback that makes you want to keep going.
And it's just, I want this to be a community where we all can get along too. I could care less if it's a girl. I could care less if it's a guy. I just want to see people do good stuff. And if we build this community, we all get stronger. So on that note, give everybody out there your channel details, plug away.
So, yeah, thanks for having me here. And thanks for giving me the opportunity to say, you know, to just voice my thoughts. So, The Adventures of Guitar Girl can follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have everything.
Get on the socials. And Kiana, thank you so much for taking part of this. I hope you all enjoyed this little conversation with Ms. Kiana Sommerfeld, The Adventures of Guitar Girl. Stay tuned for more videos from GuitCon 2017. Click that subscribe button. Check out Kiana's channel. And until next time, I wish you all great tone and happy stomping. Cheers, my friends.